Let's get the batter ready for our Profiterole Puffs. So I've got my saucepan here warming up. We're gonna add 1/4 of a stick of butter. I'm using unsalted today. And we're gonna add 3/4 of a cup of water. We want this to get nice and hot. And then I'm gonna add 1/4 teaspoon of sea salt. Our adjustable measuring spoons make it really easy. You need only 2 of them and you're gonna get 9 measures. So we're gonna let this come to a boil and then we'll add the flour. Once your butter is melted and everything is boiling, you're gonna mix in 3/4 of a cup of all-purpose flour, and you're just going to stir it until it turns into a ball and releases from the sides of the pan. So you'll see it looks kind of lumpy at first. Just keep stirring. You see how it's starting to come together? It's almost gonna look like Play-Doh. So I'm using my small mix and scraper, and now it's coming into a nice soft ball. This will take about a minute. And you'll know it's done when you can see that everything's nicely incorporated. If you see any little flecks of flour, try to just mash them out. This helps cook out that flour just a little bit. Okay, turn off the heat and we're ready for the next step. I'm gonna use my deluxe stand mixer, so I'm just gonna pour this start of the dough into the mixer. If you're gonna do this by hand, you absolutely can. You wanna let this just cool slightly because we're gonna be adding eggs to it. So we'll get the eggs ready in the meantime. I'll let it sit for just a few minutes. We don't want the eggs to scramble, right? So we want this to be cool enough so that doesn't happen. This is the small stainless whisk, and this is the 3-cup prep bowl. You wanna just get your eggs mixed up slightly. That way it'll mix faster. I'm gonna use the custom feature, and I'm gonna turn the speed to 2. I'm gonna go ahead and start it. Now while it's mixing, I'm slowly going to add in the eggs. And we want this to mix thoroughly. I'll speed it up. Once it's fully combined, we're ready to go. I've got the whisk attachment in here. I drizzled the eggs in slowly, and now we're just gonna speed it up till it's nice and smooth. It's all done, let's take a look. So release the back lever here to pop up your stand mixer. And you'll see this batter is nice and thick. The whisk definitely works better for something like this. So while that was happening, I prepped my mini muffin pan. If you have the brownie bite pan, that can work too. I sprayed it with some coconut oil spray. We don't recommend use Pam on our pans because it can build up, but that coconut oil spray works well. You can also spritz it with just vegetable oil or brush it with olive oil. This is the small scoop, and we're gonna add a scoop of batter to each of the wells. This will make it nice and uniform, and we should be able to fill the whole pan with the batch. So I like to drag this against the side of the pan to get it to be a level scoop. I'm gonna pop it in the oven at 375 degrees for between 22 to 25 minutes until they're a nice dark golden brown. The Profiterole Puffs just came out of the oven. You're gonna take a little paring knife and then just cut a little slit in the top of each. Just give them a poke. That'll help release any steam until they cool. the inside of these are completely hollow. This is a really cool phenomenon. Once you've pierced them, just take them off and set them on your cooling rack to cool completely. So because we used a mini muffin pan, it kept them tall. So you can see they rose really nicely. They'll cool super fast. And if you want to make these ahead of time, once they're cool, you could actually freeze them and then just fill them right before you want to serve them for a party or special occasion. And there we go. We'll let these rest for a little while. We're gonna make a batch of fresh whipped cream in the deluxe stand mixer. So take 2 cups of heavy whipping cream. You wanna make sure it's super cold, straight out of the fridge. I've got a 1/4 cup of powdered sugar, and then I'm gonna use a teaspoon of our pure vanilla. You're gonna use the presets for this to make it easy. Just turn it to whip, and it defaults to 3 minutes and 30 seconds, which is perfect. Press start, it's gonna do its thing. It will increase in speed as it goes. The whipped cream is all done. Let's take a look. It's exactly 3 minutes and 30 seconds. And we've got this gorgeous, thick whipped cream. You've really got to taste it and make sure it's okay. Perfect. I hope you'll give this a try. Super good. Everything's cool, it's time to assemble. I took some prepared frosting, just canned frosting, in the prep bowl, put it in the microwave for about 10 seconds until it's pretty smooth and kind of a bit melted, because we're gonna use this to drizzle. Using a freezer bag gives you a little more strength than you would have if you used just a plain sandwich bag. So make sure you use that. I'm gonna go ahead and snip the tip. Very, very small amount, because we don't want to have big globs of frosting come out, and do it away from your mat so you don't end up eating it by accident. Okay, so now you're gonna take your puffs, and I've got my whipped cream into the Easy Accent Decorator using a Bismarck tip. You see how it's angled? It's kind of like a little syringe. You just poke it in there, apply very gentle pressure, and then you'll feel it when it's full. It sort of starts to, your tip will come out a bit, just like that. So it's all filled. And now we'll go ahead and add a little drizzle of our frosting. These are so dramatic, aren't they? And then I've got some pistachios that I've chopped. This is optional, but it's really pretty with a bit of green. Just like that. Take a look. Isn't that beautiful? Now I bet you're curious and you want to see what it looks like inside. So I'm gonna cut this one in half just so you can see. My fingers are probably gonna get gooey, but that's okay. I'm gonna go ahead and just slice across the top. And you can see there's that filling. These are so good. I hope you'll give them a try. Thanks for watching.